and to witness about him. And not tell them, well, you know, I know what you're going through. And they look at me like, well, you know, you really don't. But living among them, you know, I could not understand, I couldn't understand and wouldn't understand their pain. You know, their loneliness, their isolation. But since I'm here with them and I live among them, you know, I don't work here and then go home and go about my own life. This is, you know, where God has me now. I truly believe it now. And it's an opportunity. I thought, wow, I can't lose this opportunity to be able to witness. So when the Lord gives me back my strength on my legs, you know, it'll be the right time. I'm encouraged now with all the pain that I've gone through, and it's been hard. But I'm encouraged because I'm going through this. And I know God's plans for me are good and not evil, but you witness to all kind of people, and especially in this nursing home, they need Jesus. And right now, that's where God has me. And when God finishes with me in that season, in the season, then I believe, whoa, look at this, I'm walking.
After Tim passed away, two of my friends and one woman who worked for me lost their husbands in a very short period of time, I'd say. And I was able, since I walked through that pain and suffering, it was something that really from my heart I said, I need to be able to minister to these women, which I hope in some small way I did. And really nothing extravagant by any stretch, just being there and listening, letting them know that they're loved, but more importantly, letting them know that they're going to come through this, that there are going to be dark days, and that's something, you know, you're never going to forget the person that you loved and the person that you were sharing your life with. Of course, the biggest blessing is Joe. He came in my life just so unexpectedly. Actually, my daughter was very good friends with his oldest son and said, you know what, you should ask my mom out. And he said, no, maybe I'll do that. And we had never met at all, so he was taking a huge risk by doing that. But he did, and we went and had dinner, and believe it or not, hit it off obviously very, very well. And that's surprising because on our first date I kept saying, if I don't throw up, we're going to be lucky. Seriously, if I don't throw up, we're going to be lucky, because I was so nervous. But he came into my life and brought, frankly, just brought joy back to my life. Allowed me to laugh again, allowed me to love again. And through that also, the wonderful part about that is, although Joe attended church now and again, not necessarily on a regular basis, well, he started going to church with me. And after we were married, he was baptized. And you all know him, and you know how wonderful he is to be around, and what a big, big heart he has. God had a purpose for that. Unfortunately, you know, because of Tim's death, I was able to share a life with Joe. But that truly was and is part of God's purpose. And, you know, I'm anxious to see what life has in store for both of us, and what paths He's going to take us along this road of life.
See, the good news is that even though there is pain and hurt in life, and even though pain is a promise, it doesn't have to stop there. There is a rest of the story, and pain has potential. See, Jesus gathered His followers together, and He called us His church, His body here on earth. And we have the ability to serve and love and minister to one another, and to bring joy even in the midst of the difficulties of life. And you could be what gets somebody else through their challenge. You could be the one that turns their life around in some way. You could be the silver lining to their cloud. Jesus did say in John 16:33 I have told you these things so that in me you might have peace. In the world you will have trouble. But then he said, but take heart, I have overcome the world. Jesus is in the business of redeeming the pain of our lives and the worst situations. He can take the bleakest of circumstances and turn them around. He can take the most difficult times and change them for good. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world, the Bible says. And he will heal and renew and restore. And sometimes he does that all by himself. But dare I say, most of the time, he uses us to help him do that. And he uses you to renew and restore and to help somebody else, if you're willing.